What's up, YouTube? Coming at you guys back with another video today. Today, guys, just want to let you guys know it's been a year since I've owned the car, and what I like to do is kind of give you guys my ownership experiences and a little bit of overview on the car. You know, since my car is not stock, I'll kind of walk through and just let you guys know how my experiences have been, one, owning this car, and then if there's any modifications I've done, I'll try to highlight those as well and just let you know what that experience has been like as well. So yeah, so it's been a great year. Super enjoy the car, but with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so as I mentioned, it's been a year since I've owned the car, and I have accumulated right around 8,500 total miles on the car. Like I said, the car has ran great. From a maintenance perspective, I've gotten one oil change. I'm looking to get the second oil change here done soon. The oil change was performed by a local dealership here in the Las Vegas area. I had no issues. I know I've read online that there's been some horror stories with some of the oil changes and people getting their cars messed up, or them forgetting to put the oil drain plug back in, and people drive off and there's oil spilling everywhere. But I can let you guys know with confidence that I haven't had any of those issues, although I've only had one oil change like I previously mentioned. So I'll be getting that done shortly. But yeah, 8,500 miles on the car total within the first year. Alright guys, so now we're taking a look at the interior. My experiences with the interior has been great. The seats have been more than comfortable. I've had passengers in the back. All 4 seats in the car have been filled, and the ride has been great. There's been plenty of room, especially with the hatch. The one thing I will say is, with my car being lowered on the spoon springs, and without any fender, it's not just because it's lowered, but it's because of the wheels and tires that I'm running, the plus 35 offset on these wheels. When I do have 4 people in the car, I definitely get some rubbing in the rear. So I'm looking to make some minor changes to the car to help accommodate with that. So stay tuned for that. But yes, you get a little bit of rubbing, but if you're on stock height, or if you have a little bit less aggressive of a wheel, you shouldn't experience any of those issues. But that's just some issues that I've experienced with the car being modified. But yeah, plenty of space. The interior has held up well. Really no tears or rips in the seats or anything to that nature. The seats are not fading as well. They're still very rich with their red color. So I mean, I do try to take care of them, but at the same time, like, you know, they haven't faded or anything. The Alcantara is holding up well. You can see there, shifter feels amazing, still looks great as well. Steering wheel, no tears at the top or anything like that. Still nice and almost like new. Yeah, and I have the all season floor mats as well, if you guys could see that. And those help, at least in my experience. You know, I'd rather wear those down than wear the factory floor mats. So those have held up well as well. If you guys want to know anything else about the interior that I didn't cover, just let me know, and I can answer those questions in the comments or make a future video about that as well. Just a couple key highlights. I do have the J's Racing blue titanium shift knob, the shift boot collar as well. I have this little Mugen sticker there as well, pretty cool addition. Also have a Honda factory console lighting kit. Also have the footwell lighting kit as well. I'll try to get some pictures at night so you guys can see what that looks like as well. But those have been awesome. I installed those myself. I didn't record those, but pretty simple install, but just follow the instructions. A couple other pieces that I want to hit on with the interior. I know I mentioned about the shift knob, shift boot collar, the OEM accessory lighting. Also have the Mugen push start button, so pretty cool little accessory right there. But I do want to touch on the head unit. So coming from my previous car was a 2016 Subaru STI. It was a base model, so very basic system. So this was actually one of the purchase points in me purchasing this car, was to upgrade to To me, this is a pretty nice factory head unit, especially with the Apple CarPlay and the factory navigation. Just made a video on how to update this map, so make sure you guys check that out if you're interested in that. But yeah, my experience with this has been pretty good. Yes, it does not have a volume knob, and the climate controls are built into the head unit. So when you're starting up the car, there is a little bit of lag. Like, let's say if you turn the car off at night, or you turn the climate control off at night and you're cranking it in the morning and it's warm, especially in Vegas, it's like 99 degrees outside. I don't know if you can see that, but so I do run into this issue where you want to turn the AC on, and it does, or if you want to adjust, how high you have the fans blowing. It's just a little bit of lag, but it's not a deal breaker at all to me. But I know some people may be sensitive to that, or may want the climate controls to be accessible. The good news is, since this is a 2018 model, Honda did address this in 2019. So you do have the fan speed controls that are built outside of the head unit, along with the volume knob. So that is included now. I know some people have asked in the comments, how does the sound system sound? So I will play a short clip on the sound quality. Hopefully the mic is able to pick some of this up. So hopefully you guys were able to hear what that sound, what the sound system sounds like. I believe it's like a 10 speaker, just a factory premium Honda sound system. It sounds pretty good to me. Is it the best sounding sound system I've ever heard? Definitely not, but does it get the job done enough for what I need? 100%. So, and if you do need more bass, there's some pretty good simple upgrades that you can do. So you definitely look into those options as well. But yeah, the head unit has been great. The interior has been great. I love the seats. I really love the Apple CarPlay. It makes a huge difference on just, I don't know. It just makes everything simpler, having it all on having your phone, having full access to your phone through your head unit. Like I said, I know I put the video out about the factory navigation, upgrading those maps, but with the Apple CarPlay, you can also use your Google Maps. You can pull that up if you like, or I know some people use the Waze maps, so you can use those as well. So just a little bit of lag, but that will conclude the interior. Alright guys, just want to take a look at my hatch. Definitely love the hatch, super spacious. I do have this cargo tray organizer. This is something that I purchased off of Amazon. This is, I put my groceries in here, but for now I have these carbon fiber pieces, the mud flaps that I will be putting on, and that video will be out this week as well, so stay tuned for that. I do have the optional Type R trunk tray, a seat for like if I'm going somewhere, if I'm at a car meet or something, I can sit, but plenty of space. And if you roll down the back seats, which you can do that just by hitting these buttons, these latches there, you can get even more access to the trunk or hatch. So awesome space, and cool by Honda. This little piece right here, just a privacy cover that covers this windshield when you have the hatch closed. So pretty cool little piece. Really satisfied with the hatch and the space that I get from that, so, and accessibility. So that will do it for the hatch. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get started with the exterior. So this is a Rally Red 2018 Type R. Just quickly going over some of the things I have done. I have the Volk Racing CE28 SLs in the diamond black color. Really cool wheels, really like those. They are 18 by 9.5 with a plus 35 offset. The Michelin Pilot PS4 tires, really nice tires. Those are 265 35 18 tires. Like I said, I really like the performance in the tires. I did switch fairly early. I think I ran the stock wheels for maybe 3 or 4 months, and then after that I did upgrade to these wheels, just based on, you know, some of the drivability issues with the stock rims. I know some people are able to drive on them and have no problems, but if you have any like potholes or any rough roads in your area, those rims do seem a little like they get bent easily due to the very, very low profile tire. So yeah, definitely switch to the aftermarket rims. That's something that I wanted to do. I do have the eBay grill with the FD2 Civic Type R front emblem, and this is just to allow a little bit more air into the front of the car, into that radiator in the back, as well as the PRL front mount intercooler. So those are some of the exterior mods I have. Also have the Spoon Sports side view mirrors. Really, really cool mirrors. This is one of my favorite mods that I've actually done with the car. Really helps eliminate any blind spots that were on the car, as well as the Mugen door handle protectors. So pretty cool mod to help reduce some of the scratching from people coming in and out of the car. Also have the Mugen sun visors as well, or rain guards, whatever you want to call these. I added the Canadian Type R VTEC Turbo sticker on the rear of the hatch, as well as debadging the Civic emblem off of the back of the car. To me, it just makes the car, the back of the rear of the car, just look a little bit cleaner. My experience with the exterior has been a good one. I really haven't had any issues with like paint fading or really any paint issues. I do have a few rock chips that have sprung up to the car, so that's why I'm installing those carbon fiber rock guards, just to help prevent some of the rocks from flying up and damaging the paint. But other than that, the exterior has been has held up well, and yeah, I've had great experiences with it. So alright, so here's a shot of the engine. This engine has treated me very well. Over the year that I've owned this car, I've had literally no issues or problems with the car. The car has performed very well. Even in the extreme heat that we have in Las Vegas, it's performed well. I do have the Honda Flash Pro. It has not been installed, so I do still have the factory ECU. I'm just waiting to send off my ECU for Honda to unlock it so that I can run a custom tune. So stay tuned for that. But just quickly go over some of the mods I have. I have the PRL stage 1 intake here. Definitely gives the car a little bit more of a whooshing sound. I'll see if I'm able to get that recorded for you guys. But yes, definitely adds a little bit of noise, pretty cool noise, and you can feel a little bit of power as well. So pretty good product for the price, especially for the price point. Also have the Spoon Sports radiator cap, or Spoon Sports radiator cap here, and the Spoon Sports oil cap there, and also the Spoon reservoir cover. So yeah, just speaking on a couple of other experiences, I haven't had any issues with the battery. This is still the factory battery. It's worked well. Yeah, I can't really speak on anything. Really enjoy the performance of the car, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in detail. Alright guys, so the next thing I'll talk about is my exhaust and what my experience has been with that. If you guys have watched the videos in the past, you see that I did have the J's Racing stainless system, where just the tips are partly titanium. And with that system, it's been awesome. It's definitely what I wanted as far as the loudness of the car. Yes, it is definitely a deep, it's a louder exhaust, but I really like the tone, and it does have a little bit of drone, but it's nothing that makes you want to get rid of the exhaust. So it's a great sounding exhaust, so I'll throw in some sound clips so you guys can hear that. But like I said, I've had great experiences, no leaks. Love the tone. A lot of guys out here in Vegas are running the same exhaust, so it's definitely a quality piece as well. So now we're going to talk about the brakes. The brakes on this car are nothing short of amazing, especially due to the 4-piston Brembo caliper and the drilled brake rotors, and even the factory pads are pretty good. My only complaint on this is the amount of brake dust that the stock brakes produce. It is quite a bit, but like I said, from a performance standpoint, they work great. It's just the brake dust. So once these start to wear down a little bit more, and I upgrade them, I do plan on upgrading them to maybe like an HPS pad, maybe just produce a little bit less brake dust, but still, give the same amount of performance. But yeah, this factory brakes are nothing short of amazing. All right, guys. So now I want to talk about one of the main reasons why this car, I believe, is as good as it is, and that's definitely part of the engine, but it's also part of the transmission. And just rolling through the gears, driving this car spiritedly, or even just driving it purely, just driving it anywhere you're going, the transmission is a pure joy to drive. And really an amazing experience with this car. I mean, the car just slices through the gears. And it's just the way that the engine and the transmission, the way they communicate with each other, and the way that Honda has made this system is just really amazing, to say the least. The auto rev matching, yes, coming from not having a car where you had to rev match yourself, definitely was an adjustment getting used to that, but it is awesome. Just talking as an owner and having owned this car for a year and using that system, it is really a true joy to drive. And I haven't had any issues with the clutch. As far as gear grinding, I know that was quite a big issue at one point, but I will say that with me, I've had maybe 1 or 2 occurrences of like first to second gear crunch. And I've actually had it happen to me a couple times, going from 3rd to 4th. So, but they were both in the same day, and it really hasn't happened since then. So I've had maybe 3 or 4 total occurrences of the transmission not going into gear correctly. And that could have been me. That could have been human error, where I'm not pressing the clutch all the way in. I try to do that every time when I make a shift. But yeah, just the pure driving experience of this car between the engine, transmission, and the suspension, which I'll go ahead and get into now. Having the 3 driving modes, the Comfort, Sport, and Plus R, it's really awesome. Even when I was on the stock wheels with the really thin rubber band tires, the tires or the suspension as a whole rode really well. And then upgrading from the 20-inch and the thin tires to an 18-inch wheel and a thicker tire really made a good difference as well, and kind of even made it even more comfortable. And then adding the spoon springs, it really feels like OEM still, even with the springs, maybe with a 15% increase in stiffness, maybe 10%. It's really close to OEM. But where the spoon springs shine, in my opinion, is when you put it in Plus R mode. This car feels unbelievable from a handling perspective. So my experiences with the suspension has been awesome, and it really all goes together with the chassis, the transmission, the engine, the suspension. It all just comes together so well, and that's what I believe truly makes this car special. All right, guys, that's gonna put it into this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my ownership experience and review, and I guess a little bit of an overview as well of my car. If there's anything that I didn't cover, if you have any questions, definitely feel free to leave that in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer. Or like I said, I'll make a future video to cover anything that you guys that I may have missed. So let me know in the comments if you guys enjoy this content, and if you like the video, definitely hit the like button, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. Definitely more content on the way. The Civic Type R is a great platform, the FK8 in particular. Very happy with my purchase, very happy owning this car for a year. So I look forward to more experiences with this car and more videos. So that's gonna put it in for this video. Thank you guys.